Have you heard the saying, buy nice or buy twice? This is so true when it comes to either holding off for what you really want or just spending your money on cheap dopamine and then regretting it, or buying stuff just because an influencer told you or it's a better deal. Now, if it's what you want and it's not a great deal, then of course that's a different story. But normally it just adds up to clutter, and it adds up to just stuff that you really don't want, and then you have to deal with it later because you compromised on it, or your subconscious knows that when you walk past that thing, you don't really like it. It knows that you bought it because of some type of justification or whatever, and usually it's because, it was cheaper or whatever. And this is why I'm an advocate for, when you're decorating a place or redecorating your place, go on the bigger pieces, go quality, go solid woods, go linens and nicer things. You can always find accessories that are much cheaper because you don't need a ton of it. The key is don't suffocate your home with a ton of different things that are just basically taking over the aesthetic of the space. You're ruining the atmosphere of the home when you just fill it with meaningless stuff in every wall and every nook and cranny and everything, so your eye doesn't know where to look. And then when your guests come over, they're like, what am I even looking at? I'm here. Everything's competing with each other. And that produces like anxiousness, like anxiety. And so most people, I need to have a glass of wine when I get home or whatever, because the place is stimulating them. Your mind is so overly stimulated in life these days that when you get home, you don't want to be like, there's stuff everywhere. There's just colors everywhere. This is why a lot of people lean towards neutrals, because it's calming. It's elevated, and it's simple luxury. It's quiet luxury. It's not screaming at you with all of these logos and patterns. I always stay away from logos and patterns because it's just bam in your face. Bam, look at this. Now, pops of color, yeah, you want to have some type of color, but if it's too much color and you got too many variations going on of, you don't know, it's everywhere, it's just overly done. And so your body's responding to that, your mind's responding to that, your nervous system's definitely responding to it. And the people in your home, your family members, your kids, and people when they come over, they're responding to it. So even if you don't think it's bothering you, women are very sensitive to their environment. It's an extension of their feminine side. And so when it's chaotic, that means there's something going on in the inside. When your home is out of order, when it's cluttered, when it's filled with stuff, that means you're trying to fill some type of void in you. You're overcompensating in one area because you don't want to like be honest in the other area. You don't want to confront the other areas that you need to do. Most of the time when people have overly cluttered homes, they're overweight. It kind of goes together, or they're very unhealthy because they're not confronting the real issues. Not all the time, but most of the time they're either overweight or they are not healthy. They don't have healthy habits, and the space is a reflection of the unhealthy habits. It's a reflection of where the mind chronically is on a day-to-day basis. So yes, there's going to be times where there's clutter. Your kids have toys and stuff like that. I'm talking about the chronic, over and over, the patterns that is seen in the outward environment of that woman, of that person. So it's really easy to notice, especially if stuff's built up over time. Drawers are cluttered or things. It is like, for example, my grandma, because she came from the Great Depression. So when she was alive, she would save everything. And that's so common because it's a mental thing. She didn't need to. She wasn't poor anymore. But it was such a mental kind of stronghold that she even cut like medicine boxes. She would cut the backs of them, like a Band-Aid box, and then put it in a drawer for scrap paper. So when I'd say, Grandma, do you have a piece of paper? She'd be like, oh, I sure do. And she'd pull out a Band-Aid box. I'm like, well, I need a piece of paper to write a birthday note. And one time she's like, well, this is all I have. I said, okay, just give me that. So I wrote a birthday note on the back of a Band-Aid box for my brother and gave it to him. That was what she was saving. And she probably had nicer things stationary, but it was saved in another area, a drawer. Because again, it's the mentality of save the nice stuff and put the junk stuff out. Save the nice dishes and use the junky dishes. It starts from here. And so your environment is a reflection of your mind. This is why when women are going through, like, a lot of times I see if I go into a client's home and they've had a really rough relationship or really rocky relationship, that woman has a ton of beauty products and bath products, like overloaded, and also a ton of clothes, because it becomes a way for her to make herself feel and look good. So she over consumes in that area, and it's just she's overcompensating for the feeling of rejection that she had from a relationship or whatever, trying to make herself feel better. Very rarely do you see that person in the gym, like, or in, you know, doing something other than shopping or consuming or applying an overloading amount of makeup or beauty products, because it's just they're going that opposite side. So check your environment. That's a really big indicator. If you can't open closets and you can't open drawers or doors, or you got things hanging all over the place, you've got 50, you know, robes on the back of your door that you know, they're just piled up. Maybe just have 10, you know, or you've got an overconsumption of coffee mugs that you don't use. Maybe just cut it down in thirds, because when you do that, you're giving your mind a break, you're giving your body a break, and you're creating more of space for, like, ease. It feels more ease when you open that cabinet, or you open that drawer, or you open that closet. You're not like, it's not like shoved in your face. Look at all this crap you have. Look at all this junk you have, because that just triggers more of, like, you know, putting it on or whatever. And it's really keeps you in a cycle of, you're not growing. You're just holding on to things. You're not really moving past those levels, because it keeps you in this comfort, you know, all these comfortable things, like, you know, a linen closet that's overly loaded. Things are like spilling out of it. Just give yourself, keep what you love and let go of the rest. That's what I tell people. Keep what you love. Do it. Go through your stuff as much as you can, as much as you have to get to that point where now you're surrounded by what you love. It feels good. You walk into a room, you open up a bathroom cabinet, and you're not smacked in the face with all of these half-used bottles. You know, your medicine cabinet's not full of a bunch of expired junk. You don't have half-open bottles of a bunch of creams because you didn't finish it, because you wanted to get to the next one, because that's a mental problem. That is an issue that stems from something much deeper. A lot of people tell me when I help them with their design that it ends up being like therapy, because it is. It's like it's a form of breaking free from different habits and trying to enter into a way of living that's simple. It's more simple and elevated. It's the combination of the two. It's raising your standards for yourself and simplifying your life at the same time. So instead of needing, you know, 50 dupes of something or 10 dupes of something, you save your money and say, I'm going to buy this one nice thing, and when that gets used, I'll replace it with another nice thing that I really want, instead of having just this overconsumption everywhere and junk everywhere. That's my chat for the day.